Peace, everybody. Come on in the kitchen with me while I show you what I do with these ripe bananas. One thing about being a living foodie is everything has value, everything has use. Whether you're going to consume it or compost it, every bit of life has some value. So I had these ripe bananas. These bananas were just sitting on my counter getting ripe, and I knew I wasn't going to want to eat the fruit because I like my bananas firm, not soft. But I thought, man, I would love to make some banana pancakes. But how can I make that as close to living as possible? Now, every recipe that I looked up online called for flour or oats, and I didn't want to use any of those fillers. So I found some flaxseed meal, which I added to the bananas with some of my favorite seasonings like cinnamon and nutmeg. Now, I did put a couple pinches of baking soda in there just from my experience. I couldn't remember if it's baking powder or baking soda that gives you a little rise, but I didn't want to overpower it with the flavor of the baking soda either. But anyway, so you notice I'm adding a couple more tablespoons of the flaxseed meal because the batter was a little thinner than I would have liked it, than I thought would fry up even. So I added a couple more tablespoons of flaxseed meal, and now I think I have what's going to be the perfect consistency. It looks like the pancake batter that I would make back in the day. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start out pretty small because I really don't know exactly what this is going to do. So I'm gonna start with a smaller one first. And what I've learned is if you put a top on the pan, that'll help it to cook through faster. As somebody who has sometimes had issues with keeping the fire too high and potentially burning my food, I've learned how to get the pancakes and things that are like a batter to cook through. I'll put a top on it, and that'll help to seal in the heat and let it cook through a little faster. So I'm happy. It looks like the first one worked out. So I'm gonna go ahead and dial it up a little bit. Try to make the next one a little bigger. Still not too thick because this is a pretty wet batter. And I know we don't have any of those fluffing agents in here, so it's gonna stay pretty thin. It's not gonna fluff up like what you're used to seeing, in the thick pancakes that most people seem to tend to like. One thing about people who enjoy living foods is that, what I coined the term on my journey is eliminating all the fluff and stuff. So we don't want no extra fluff. Most of us are not looking to bulk up. And somebody like me, I'm always, at this stage of my life, I'm always looking for a way to lean out from, years and years of unhealthy eating and even at some points abusing food. So I'm still in the stage where I can afford to lean out from carrying a lot of excess weight into just excess, period. So I'm all about eliminating the excess. And that's why I try to keep these as close to essential as possible. So I notice you can kind of feel I'm cooking these kind of slow and low, not too low, but also not too high, because as you can see, they will brown pretty quickly on one side. I didn't add any oil either, but I am going to add some vegan butter just for a little flavor to my pancakes. You can add what works for you, but yeah, I'm happy with the result. This is from, again, just 2 bananas. It did give me 3 pancakes in total, but I had to run a little taste test on that first one, so I'm left with these 2 here, and this was just enough. It hit the spot. I'm gonna pair it with my fresh squeezed orange juice that I just made the day before, and I have a nice little breakfast using all of what I had in the house. I'm sure we can make it fancier if you got some extra fruits like berries or something like that you can add. I'm trying to keep mine like low sugar, so I'm just using some maple syrup, but you want to make it pretty, you could sprinkle some powdered sugar on top, make it fancy. But this is me creating a dish with what I have available in my home, and it worked out perfect.